I'm so glad that so many women are pushing back against this socialization that we have been indoctrinated with since we were girls, that we were supposed to be caretakers. Because at an early age, we were playing dolls, we were playing in the kitchen, we had little kitchenettes, we had all of the little vacuums. Many of our games centered around being caretakers and homemakers. But things are shifting and that socialization is finally breaking away. So Charlie with this blue check mark said, I do not fantasize about living together with a man, cooking dinner for him 4 times a week, doing his laundry, and going to sleep together every night. I need my space. And the person that shared it with the quote text said, I sometimes forget there are women who actually fantasize about doing all of this work for an adult male. A lot of women are saying, get someone else to do it. So y'all know that that got the people talking. So Heru Shuttlesworth says the most unmarried demo always got hypothetical think pieces on most not even going to even experience. Keep in mind, getting married and shacking up are two different things, and the expectations of unpaid labor is there no matter the marital status. These men come on social media all the time lamenting about the women who are not cooking and cleaning anymore because they are feeling the absence of women who are no longer wanting to be their bang maid. Women are pulling back across the board. And even if there wasn't a movement like 4B or West 4B, these men have been feeling this absence. The mom to wife pipeline is drying up. So Charlie's post was quote tweeted several times. It definitely got people talking. Jolene says, I appreciate women being more open and honest about what they do and don't want in life and love, especially knowing the hate you'll get. It doesn't look the same for all of us, and you think that would be common sense. And then Hoop says, I think when you're really in love and genuinely feel safe enough to be in your feminine energy, things like this become second nature. Now, the issue that I have with Hoops is equating feminine nature with being, of service to people. Like, why is it that women are always equated, like our femininity is connected to being basically an unpaid laborer? I don't like that. That just goes back to the boxes that we're socialized to be put in. So that girl Wu says, I absolutely love it. Having a solid partner is great. He makes my life easier just because he wants to, and vice versa. We still get our space when needed. So I don't know if that necessarily means that she's wanting to live with him or not, wanting to cook and clean or not, simply because she's the woman. But that was what she quote tweeted. YNWA says, when you're treated right and love someone for the sake of Allah, you do all that and more. So once again, women's are supposed to be, well, in her opinion, women are supposed to be in service because of Allah. And that's another reason why a lot of this requires detaching from religion in order to, not be so quick to self-sacrifice. Religion is part of the socialization of women, thinking that we're supposed to serve men. Cupcake Drake says, I be trying to explain this to people. And Sydney Noir says, this, the idea of living with someone in my space like that never gave romance, and the longer I'm single, the less appealing it sounds. Only way I'm signing up for this is if we have our own rooms and a shared room, a personal chef, and housekeeping. Nothing less. Save Yourself Black Man says, the worst, most evil demographic of women speak dumb per usual. That's why I say that to end up in the womb of this demographic is a curse. There we go. G says, I salute the No Limit soldiers because this is a lot of labor. So Rye says, that's perfectly fine. Just don't shame those same men for going another direction, looking for women who do want to be on that type time. Learn to live and let live. And what I say to Rye is, it's perfectly fine. If you decide to go somewhere else because you require a live-in bang maid and a servant simply because you have a peen, then go. Women are tired of doing all of this unpaid labor with little appreciation. So please just go right. Tortured Poet Wiley says, someone asked me yesterday, don't you want to get married? And I literally said, I don't want to sleep in the same bed as someone for the rest of my life. So a lot of women seem to be saying very similar things. Not all women really want to get married or have kids. It's just it, and that's the cool thing about living in this day and age is having opportunities to opt in or opt out of things. Okay, so this person replied to Charlie's post, least married demographic, highest single mama rate has spoken again. And to this, I say that is the important thing about the 4B movement. That is going to help the birth rate continue to plummet to hell, and the numbers will bear that out. Women are opting out. The child-free movement has already taken over. Lots of women have already taken that route where they don't want to have kids. For whatever reason, perception and reality are not the same. What people perceive is still a problem has not been that problem for a while because the birth rate has been tumbling for years. Okay, this person says the least response to TVE Mike says the least married male demographic. Who's making non-black women single mothers at higher rates than black women? Because the black men, they are going over to other non-black communities and making single mothers as well. It's kind of like they were part of the problem. I don't know. So, what do you think about this conversation? I think it goes hand in hand with all of the other conversations that we have been having. But the important thing that I want to pull out is that so many women are exploring their options and living how they want on our own terms. And that is the beauty of freedoms today. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So, a couple of days ago, I shared this tweet from Alex, but I didn't expound on it. He asked the question, if a woman has money, a dream job, beautiful, funny, and smart, but is still single, what could be the problem? The problem in itself is the question. Why do these people simply believe that a woman being single is a problem? Why do they always equate our marital status or our relation to a man as being an accomplishment or something negative? It's because they simply are projecting. Women should have our own capacity to earn and survive regardless of marital status or regardless of our relation to men. But they simply don't see it that way. And regardless of this, regardless of their think pieces and their quotes, I mean their quote tweets and all of that stuff, women are still out here pushing because so many are saying that without a partner that is actively involved in the household, that is an actual partner that is involved with childcare, that is emotionally intelligent, I don't want to be in a relationship. And these people are simply not ingesting that. They're not ingesting that note from women. Women are saying that. But let's read some of these responses. M of Life Ministry Mastery says she's too masculine. We men want submissive and feminine women, not masculine. And so basically they seriously equate being able to support yourself and survive with being masculine. And that goes to show that these boxes are so rigid. And I think that this is one of the reasons why so many men are failing and flailing, because they use women as a comparison to speak on what is being a man. Their role simply has been to protect and provide. And as women can provide for ourselves, what is their role? That's the reason why they're failing and flailing, because they can't use us simply as a juxtaposition or a comparison when we can provide for ourselves. And many women are taking the initiative to learn how to protect ourselves as well. So Misty responds to the she's too masculine part by saying, so she's masculine because she's stable with a career. Because these people simply do not want stable women. Stable women can up and leave when they want to. And if you have a woman that's too stable, you have to just be a decent partner. You have to be a man that a woman wants to be with, not has to be with. And that is where they do everything but try to be better. They do everything but try to be a decent partner because they have still bought into the fact that they are entitled to a bang maid that's supposed to come in and serve them. They are unwilling to look at a relationship as a partnership. So this person, Danny Divito, says those women may submit to worthy mates. You don't want that. You want someone you can control and think being independent is for men. Dependency is for women. So if she doesn't comply, she risks losing access to housing and has zero options. You want what your abusive grandpa has. Now, the only issue that I take with this is those women may submit to worthy mates. Why is it that submission and to submit is always on the tongues of women if the conditions apply? Why is it impossible for us to move into the thinking that we can have partnerships and I am strong in this area and you're strong in this area? You make moves over here, I make moves over here, but we come together in an egalitarian type of relationship. That's the only issue, but I agree. He wants what his grandpa has, but they're not getting it because grandma was held back and oppressed and she couldn't earn money for herself. So this person says she became her dream man. So to be stable, to have your dream job means that you're now a man. These people keep telling on themselves they don't want women to be stable. And there is a reason for that because when you have a stable person, you have to be a stable partner. You have to be decent. Somebody has to want to continue to be in a relationship without the fear that they become homeless or can't eat. But and a lot of people agree with this person. Nothing else needs to be said. Too real. She's trying too much to lose her feminine energy. There's zero feminine energy left, just masculine. So men feel like men loving men when speaking to a girl like that. We want pure girls. Pure girls are the ones that are just dependent on a man. Otherwise, you just have no feminine energy left. Um, so let's see. Joey says women like that need a secure masculine man, one who leads. She likely has a demanding lifestyle, so she needs someone to come home to who lets her leave the weight of the world outside so she can be in her feminine role inside the home with a man that makes her feel safe. Safe to go cook and clean and do all of those things that a servant would do, right? Right. Okay. Adam says, curious to know if people ask why something has to be wrong this much when the subject is a man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I completely follow that question, but you guys can answer if you know. Fenris Wolf Mom says perhaps her job consumes a high percentage of her schedule, and because of that, she has very little time to allot towards developing a romantic relationship. That, or maybe she just wants to be single. I mean, that's the reason why I said in the very beginning, just asking the questions was problematic to me. Zuberman said, "Why should there be a problem?" Lewin says, we men can't handle such a woman, and that's the problem right there." This person says, "What problem? She clearly wants to be single. That isn't a problem." Uriel said, "There isn't a problem. Hear me out. She chose and worked towards those things at the expense of her doing other things. Now, if she complains about being single, well, the only problem there is her not realizing the choices she made prior." Or why do they always assume? These people always assume that women are crying in their water bottles that they haven't found a man. And instead of just thinking that women are going to be so regretful, they should just be making themselves better, being better partners, being decent. All right, you guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.